Hey BetaHunters, Longhorn Whistler here, and today we're going to be installing Windows 2000 in VMware Workstation. So, the first thing we're going to need to do is create a virtual machine. So, click Create a new virtual machine, select Typical or Custom based on which type of user you are, then click Next. Then we're going to select our ISO image file. It may or may not detect that you are installing Windows 2000, it just really depends on what type of ISO you're using. If you're using an all-in-one ISO, it will not be detected. So, select that, and then click Next. Then name your VM. I'm just going to name mine Windows 2000 Professional-VM-Video. And then click Next. Click Store as a single file. Click Next again, and then click Finish. Now the VM is going to boot into the text portion of the Windows 2000 Professional setup. Windows 2000 was released to manufacturing December 15th, 1999, and it was actually released to the retail sector in February of 2000. So that's actually about 2 months difference between the two, between the manufacturing date and the retail date. Its codename is Windows NT 5.0, and it's kind of aimed towards business and power users, or at least ones of that time. It actually had higher system requirements than Windows 98 did. If you compare them, Windows 98 only needed 16 megabytes of RAM, while Windows 2000 only needed 64 megs of RAM. What we're going to do is we're going to start this up. So welcome to setup. This portion of the setup prepares Windows 2000 to run on your PC. Press enter. What this portion of the setup is going to do is it is going to create your hard drive partition. So you press C to do that, then press enter. And then it's going to format your hard drive and copy the files over to run the GUI portion of the setup, which installs devices and so on and so forth. Alright, so setup is formatting. This basically takes no time at all, even though I'm running it over the network. And then it's going to examine the hard disk for errors. This is more of a precaution for physical PCs instead of VMs. VMs weren't really a widely used thing at the time, so they didn't have much consideration in the Windows operating systems at the time for them. So that's why you kind of see, oh, we're going to examine your hard disk instead of you doing it inside the operating system after it's installed. That, and it's making sure that it can be installed on your PC. So now it's going to be copying files, and while it's doing that, I'm going to take a little break, and I will be right back. Okay, so it's almost finished. It's going to initialize the 2000 configuration, and then it's going to tell me to restart the computer. So I'm going to press enter, because that'll make it restart faster, obviously. Alright, it's almost booted into the GUI portion of the setup. It says please wait. Alright, welcome to the Windows 2000 Setup Wizard. So let's click Next. Now it's going to install devices, so I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Now it is finished installing devices, and now we have to pick our system locale and keyboard layout. Mine's default, because I live in the United States, so... Alright, so we're going to make the computer a member of the domain, and let's hope it works, because I have not tried this lately. So, spark knockdown local. Then I'll type my username and password. And let's see if it'll work. Fingers crossed, right everybody? Alright, well considering this didn't work, I'm just going to do it later through the system page of the control panel. So now it's going to copy files, and it's going to finish, basically finish installing Windows 2000 itself, and then it's going to move on to installing the start menu, saving settings, and so on and so forth, which you'll see in a couple of minutes here because this is almost done. Alright, now it's going to install the start menu items. It's going to register the components such as, well, the control panel, Windows Media Player, etc., etc. It's going to save settings, and it's going to remove any temporary files that have been used in the installation of Windows 2000. That way it can save hard disk space. Alright, so Windows has finished installing. Now we're going to click Finish. And it's going to boot into the operating system. And we should be able to successfully log on and install the update we need to install. And then install VMware tools. Alright, so we should be almost to the network identification wizard that we're going to need to do before we log in. Prepare network connections. Alright, network identification wizard. So let's click next. I'm going to choose a home network because it did not connect it to a domain. So we're going to click next again. Always enter your username and password, and then click Finish. And then it's going to reboot and apply those settings. That way I can log in. Alright, now we're going to log in. Loading personal settings and applying personal settings. Alright, now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to attach our ISO image to install the update we need for VMware tools. So obviously this is going to take just a second to open up. Okay, we're going to click exit here, my computer. We're going to go to the disk, and then we're going to double click on the setup. Next. I agree. Next. And now it's going to install the update. Alright, so it has finished installing the update. Now we're going to click finish, and it is going to reboot for us. Then once we boot back up, we will install VMware tools. Alright. Enter our password. VM, install VMware tools, install. Alright, preparing for installation. Preparing to install. Alright. Welcome to the installation wizard for VMware tools. Let's click next. Complete. Next. And install. And now it's going to install the drivers for USB, keyboards, video, sound, even though we already have it, and so on and so forth. Alright, so VMware has finished installing tools. Now we're going to click finish. And we're going to reboot. Alright, so it's finished booting up. Now we're going to log in and double check and make sure everything's all set. Although it does sound like it. I'm going to right click. I'm going to change my desktop background and see how that looks. How about Chateau? It's going to look a little disoriented, but oh well. Alright, so thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and if you disliked the video, I guess that button works too. And donate using our Patreon, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.